Welcome to Talk Drama to Me. It's your hosts, Tiffany and G. We are here to
Hello.
give you the drama every week because why? We want that D in 2 minutes or less. How you doing, G?
Tiffany, I need you to hold my hand because we just watched something so wild that I really need you emotionally, spiritually. Today we watched My Dark Romeo. When I hear the name Romeo, I think of Romeo and Juliet. Do you?
Yeah, for sure. Or a
Yeah.
Romeo Santos.
Who's that?
Bachata. You probably danced to a lot of his music.
God damn it. When I think of bachata, I think of like Prince Royce. Is that fair to say?
So Romeo Santos, he actually was part of Aventura, which is they were like a boy band, bachata boy band. And then Romeo broke off and did his own thing. And if my memory serves me correctly, he is a Taurus, so his birthday should be coming up here soon. And if I remember, our charts are kind of compatible, but I won't go into that any further
Well,
in
you
case my
could
boyfriend's
have a
listening.
Romeo. Let's not ever have this Romeo. I think we
Yeah.
need to go straight into it because I can't contain myself. Do you mind?
Yeah, let's get into it. How much into it do you want to get? Oh, you mean as far as like what do we love and not love? Well, we know we didn't love this one. I can already tell. That's what we loved and didn't
No,
love.
wait. Don't you dare say that. You don't understand my taste levels. Okay, look,
You loved it?
watched girl, girl, we've never seen anything like it. All right. Today we watch My Dark Romeo. This is found on ReelShort. The day we're recording it, the 30th is the day it dropped. I'm so glad we're here for the fresh drop. If we had waited, the internet would have spoiled it for us. Although, sorry, it is spoiled. Can I tell you, I did read through this book. This vertical is based off a book by LJ Shen, who is this really big romance book talk, smut book writer. She actually does a lot of dark romance, so it's not my thing, but I'll read from time to time. And I was told this one is not as dark. And so I did actually skim through this. It has a beautiful book cover.
There's something beautiful about it.
My opinion of this vertical is so colored by the book. I there are memorable parts that we're going to go through. Spoilers, guys. The synopsis here is a feisty heiress forced into an arranged marriage with a cold and vengeful billionaire. After a public scandal, he forces her to marry him, treating her as a pawn until his traumatic past and her resilience transform their hatred into unexpected love. Tiffany, tell us a little bit about our heroine, Dallas Shortbread Townsend.
Our female main character, yes, Gabrielle Faith Brown. We've seen her before. She's the one that if my memory serves me correctly, I said she looks like a porcelain doll that I would have had as a child, like with the big luscious hair, like the beautiful eyes, the really pretty skin. Is this the girl?
Yeah, and I think she did really well in this vertical. Kind of the what are these off-shoulder dresses she's wearing? Very complimentary to her. Show off your shoulders, girl.
I
Hey.
agree. I think that her outfit was really really cute for this. I don't know if I can say the same for the makeup. We'll get into that. But
Mm.
yeah, we've definitely seen her before. Do you remember which one we saw her?
We've seen her in the twin one with the VPR guy, but I've seen her in a lot of these. I would also say she's kind of a vertical star, right?
Which is crazy because she, like I mean, compared to the other guy, she doesn't really have as many followers as him, and I do agree with you. I think she did pretty well in this, way better than the guy.
Okay, but I also think she doesn't have as many abs as him, and there is like a clear ab to follower ratio on
I
IG. Prove me
I
wrong.
beg to differ. Look at her abs.
Wow, sorry,
Yeah,
we just
she
saw a
has
picture of her in a bikini, like,
mhm,
with alright.
posted
Look,
4 days ago. She definitely has abs. I'm sorry that I didn't see his abs because I didn't get that far, apparently.
you must always go further. Look, spoilers. So, book talk, guys. Dallas Shortbread Townsend, her nickname is Shortbread because she has this huge sweet tooth. And at one point, too, I think it's a big joke that they're going to buy her a cookie factory or something, right? Because in the book, I imagined her to kind of be this short, maybe more curvy girl. And then we just got this tall, beautiful lady who does Pilates every day, which
Mm,
kudos to her. It's hard to do something daily, but I mean, clearly the abs show for it. But it
right.
doesn't fit with my perception of who Dallas is. He calls her shortbread because she's short and she loves sweets. I don't know if that's Gabrielle.
Are you just jealous of her that I feel like you're attracted to this male main character.
Is it coming through? He's I mean, he's husband material. Look at him. Look at him. Okay,
Husband
get into him. Get into it. Tell the audience so that the audience can agree with me because the audience agrees with my taste in men, and I don't know about your taste in men. Let's go.
Well, we know about my taste in men. As you've seen my man. I like him a little darker.
More melanin. This one had less. This one had minus.
Yes. Speaking of skin tone, I have to have a word with the makeup team for this vertical. They did not color match him properly. I don't know if you caught that. It was so bad that even my boyfriend walking by was like, why is his face so yellow? It's like not the same color as the rest of his body. It's so bad. Okay, sorry. His name is, you said he goes by JJ. This is how much you're like friends at this point. You know he goes by J Michaels. He plays
I mean, only the people who know him can call him that, so you know what I mean. His
Jordan.
government name.
There's a thing with that. My boyfriend has a thing where he doesn't trust men that have only first names.
We honestly shouldn't, and we should not ever trust his acting because it book talk, folks. You know what I'm talking about. Romeo really is this like really impressive, dark-ish, dark adjacent lead. Like we just didn't see any of that here. Yeah, I don't. Right?
Based on his Instagram, he looks more like a model than an actor. Am I right?
Looks like or acts like? Because yes, you would be right.
Yeah, that's it. I guess look at me trying to be the nicer one for once.
I know. Look at you.
Yeah,
I will say I've seen him in another vertical, kind of in the same role where he's the cold CEO. So I don't know if he's trying to typecast. I'm speechless. Guys, we're looking at a
oops.
black and white picture of this man. Oh, did you just like this picture?
No, I accidentally
You
saved
sent me
it. Oops. No,
Yeah, that's
I
right.
really did.
Accidentally saving all of his film roll. Wow, that's
I'm
terrible.
so glad that was recorded so I can go back and be like, see, no, I literally accidentally saved it. This is just, now that I'm looking at his Instagram though, I feel like the vertical really didn't do him any favors. Like he looks, I was like, I don't think he's that
They
attractive.
put him in a blouse. They put him in a silk, like, blusiny blouse. You did not get to this part, but you
I
are
mean,
right. I don't think wardrobe really helped his case here.
why did they even put makeup on him? He looks
Why
fine
did he
here.
shave?
Yeah. You're right. The 5 o'clock shadow is doing him favors for sure. Or the little beard. I'm okay with this amount of beard. We can't go any further than this amount of beard. You know how I feel. That's as far as I'm gonna go.
I also agree with that amount of shirt.
I mean, we didn't see this guy. This is not who. Oh, oops, sorry. See, look at okay. Look at that.
You saved it again? Yeah, on accident? Yeah, Tiffany.
No.
Just kidding.
Girl, you're gonna get me in trouble. No. Yeah, this is not the guy that we saw in Vertical.
Oh.
Who is that?
Somehow I like this hair better than they did like a stringy,
Yes.
curly kind of.
No, his hair looked really bad. I feel really bad that they did
Maybe he
him.
made someone in hair and makeup mad, and they're like, "This is what you're getting."
Honestly, that must have been it. I think they were trying some intern out or something because did you see the body glitter on her? It was like splotchy.
Can we get to it? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
We're
let's
just
get
gonna
into it.
jump
Yeah,
right
yeah.
into it. Let's go act 1.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's me, right? Oh, you're not gonna do a little synopsis?
I did the synopsis. It's the she's fiery, he's cold, wouldn't you know it, they fall in love.
Okay. All right, here we go. So here's our preview. You will be happy to know that I did watch the entire preview. I'll start with that. It gave me 12 episodes. Was that not the preview? Did I watch more than I needed to?
What? No, that's amazing. You know what happened? ReelShort does this thing where if you have coins, it automatically uses the coins you have banked to take you to the episode.
How would I have
Typically
coins?
probably from the last time you played the stupid Dragon King game or something, right? And
No.
if you other apps, if you have coins, it asks for your permission to use them, but ReelShort just uses them for you. So, but I'm so glad I'm not complaining because I need you as far as you'll be willing to go. Please help me.
Apparently I went the distance this time, so here we go. We open on Dallas Townsend, a girl's girl, aggressively lounging while eating chocolate-covered strawberries. Yeah, that zoom was incredible at the beginning. Her fiancé, Matthew Licht, scolded her
That
for
is
being...
right.
Yeah, Licht. He scolds her for being improper because she just won't stop fucking eating. Just let a girl live. But
That's what
Dallas
I'm saying, and that's where I was like, "This is amazing. This is really
yes!
for me."
This is yeah, I've had look at me, I'm wearing my bread shirt. I loved the whole thing, like, this whole character idea of just let the girl eat, you know? Let her have her sweets and all that. She doesn't care, though. She just wants to keep eating whatever and, like, all of her shortbread and her strawberries. Turns out that Matt and Dallas have engaged since she was born, which is super weird. She will endure Matt to get what she really wants. Children.
Okay, I'm gonna do a compliment sandwich. Number 1, I love the character portrayal. I love a girl who loves to eat, right? I don't trust people who don't like to eat, right?
Yeah.
Here comes the sandwich part. The body glitter. For him to come to her and criticize her about the eating, right? Because they're supposed to be rich, bougie, shishi people. But then to not make a comment about the iridescent, like REM Beauty, Fembot, purple iridescent body glitter. It was a choice.
And they used the same color purple body glitter,
Yes.
like, on her eyes, and then, like, it wasn't even properly placed. Like,
Distributed. No, it was very splotchy. Yeah.
it was literally like they went, like they scooped it in their hand and just went on
She's
random parts of
smacking
her
her
chest.
hands together. It's nothing sexual, not yet.
Like,
We're not to that part.
do they not do, like, a one-over pass of, like, just checking everything's okay before they put these people on camera? Like, I feel like I've had more diligent people on my god, I just did a gig yesterday in Pennsylvania. It was, like, a promo shoot for a wedding party band. They had to reshoot something 3 times because one of the singer's hand was going the opposite of the other 2. Like, no one's gonna see that. It was, like, the dumbest little things, and then, like, "Oh, cut, we gotta redo because the slit went a little bit over to the left." Where are these people for the vertical world? Like, what's going on here?
Where are the competition ballroom dancers for the vertical world? Because if you remember in comp ballroom, towards the end, they came out with the glitter product that would glide on smoothly over your tan. I don't know if you remember
Mm,
that. I want to say it was like Body Joe, but
I do remember
clearly
that.
they've never invested in a body glove in their life. They've never seen one. I
It
now
sounds like
actually wonder, yeah.
I was just to say, it sounds like you're trying to whore yourself out to work in the vertical industry once again.
If that means I can be next to JJ Michaels and give him terrible hair, you bet your bottom dollar.
You'll be like you're gonna get an HR position, so when you violate the HR rules, you can just, like, be the one in charge. You're gonna lick his cheek like he did to her in that one scene
I'm
and be
sorry,
like,
what violation?
you're like, "This is coaching."
I've written the policy, and I'm letting you know there was none. Thank you so much.
Exactly.
But then at the end, honestly, it doesn't detract from the fact that she's a beautiful girl. I think the wedding dress sometimes in these wedding scenes or banquet scenes, the dresses fit very poorly, but this one snatched. I really liked it, really complimented kind of the Victorian doll
I agree.
vibe she's got going on.
Totally agree. Alright, so let's keep going here. So, I just can't believe how much they stress about her, by the way, like, wanting kids. Like, "This is the only thing I've ever wanted." Like, are there still people like that?
I know for the year 26, like, I wonder if that's an inside voice thing, even if that is a main motivator. I don't know. Am
Yeah.
I being too harsh? Maybe there are people like that. That's true. Yes.
It just seems
And
outdated. I don't know.
I know even for that class, because you know what I think of when I think of old school money? I think of like a Sutton Strack from Real Housewives of
Mm,
Beverly Hills.
I love
And
her.
I think that's a part of her identity to be a mom. Like, clearly, she's really proud of that. But I don't know
For
if
sure.
that's the only thing about her. So it does make Dallas a bit more one note of a character. In
Mhm.
the book, she does have other elements that come out to show you she's more feisty. Like, she really does have independence just right at the surface, and it
Mhm.
bursts through in the book. She's a book girl, you know, book talk represent hello. She loves to eat, she's got independence, and in this one, I just don't know if we saw all of that. All we saw was, "I want children," and that it feels a little flat, that's all.
For sure. Alright, let's move on from this flatness. Now, after this, after they're talking about kids and he's like, "I'm gonna give you what you want." Romeo Costa, heir to the Costa Empire and Matthew's biggest enemy, her fiance's biggest enemy, crashes the party. The way he crashes the party is just so funny. And then also, like, when her fiance introduces, like, his backstory to his fiance, he's like, "And he's never dated anyone." Like, what dude would say that? Okay,
Is this a
and
different vertical? What are we
I think your fiance is gay.
Yeah.
Alright. Now, so after he crashes the party, she's eating her shortbread cookie. Romeo grabs Dallas and dances with her against her will and whispers for her to meet him in the rose garden, promising to make her feel things Matthew never could. By the way, you skipped over him like grabbing her wrist and then looking at her to dance, and she like has the shortbread cookie in her hand, and he takes it. He takes it from her with his mouth and then sucks on her finger. Gee, you skipped this entire part. Okay, just I'll have you know, by the way, the reason why I'm bringing that up is because I started cackling. I was laughing so hard during that part. Like, my boyfriend was like, "What is going on?" I was like, "Oh my God, I can't watch. I can't watch. I'm uncomfortable." And I rewound so he could watch it with me. And he was just like, he was so uncomfortable. He was like, "What the hell?" And like in the back of my mind, I'm kind of like, well, lick my fingers, but also like, let's not watch this guy do it.
There's only so much I can type. And you're right. I apologize, listeners. That is a really important part to this story. But
Also, I do need to
there's
give
no,
her
it's just very
I need to give you
cringy. Sorry.
I need to give you no, I need to give you your flowers because you do write all these scripts and I'm just shocked you left that part out. So, and she also was already telling me ahead of time, folks. She was telling me like I'm having a hard time writing this script. And then she said I also need to watch up until episode 6. And this was episode 2, I believe, when this happened. Either 1 or 2 when he like sucked her fingers in the shortbread and I'm like, "Oh God, I don't know if I'm going to make it to episode 6." And next thing you know, I made it to episode 12. So I did my homework.
Really, I love this part. I love the finger sucking.
Honestly, if I'm being completely honest, I feel like some of those things, like, that's kind of hot, you know? Okay, that's cute. Or not cute, but like, that's kind of sexy. But you need to have like a buildup and there needs to be the
Yes.
proper actors doing that
So we're missing the buildup, and so the finger
and the
cookie scene
acting.
is real and the acting. Sorry, thank
Yeah,
you.
for sure.
And so then the cookie scene, like, again, just comes off very cringe to me, and I can't write finger sucking. Like, I have a limit. Maybe I can write it twice, but I'm gonna tell you,
You have
there's
wrote worse
more where
things.
that came from. All right, we take it because we can't keep talking about finger sucking. It's gonna really make me sweat. I can't do it. Please keep going, please,
Yeah. Okay. So going on,
please.
he tells her to meet her in the rose garden, promising to make her feel things that Matthew never could. He ends up like fingering her. And oh, wait, am I like skipping ahead here?
Yes, yes, you
God, I'm
are.
so sorry. Okay.
Fingers
I'm
are on
just,
the dance floor. It's not that kind of training.
that's never happened before. Come on.
Oh, no.
So let me back up here. Yeah. So he grabs, Romeo grabs Dallas, dances with her against her will, and whispers to her, "Yes, we did all that." Matt pretends to throw something on the ground. Wait, what?
He does. I don't know if you saw, but when they cut to him, he like to emote that he's angry, he pretends to throw something on the ground, but he doesn't throw anything. So it makes him look more immature and like pathetic.
No.
How is this Romeo's biggest rival? That's the question I'm asking, right?
Actually, I don't think her fiance is that bad looking either. He had better hair in this one for
No.
sure.
But he acts so immature. It's like, what do you
Yeah,
mean this is your biggest obstacle in life? I don't understand. The man
that's
just tried to
true.
throw something on the ground and failed. Excuse me?
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right about that. So after this heated argument that they have mid dance, he dips her, drops her, and disappears.
I'd be so angry. Strike one, you ate my freaking cookie. And strike two, you drop me on the dance floor and walk away?
Have you ever
Nah,
been
son.
dropped?
I No, I've never been dropped, but I've been tripped by my partner. But of course they're apologetic, and so, it's not like but if you tripped me and then walked away, dead. Murdered.
Yeah, that's rough. I've been
Murder
dropped.
suicide. In a dance context or just like in life?
Oh no, I've been dropped on the dance floor before.
See, but I don't if a
It was
guy
rough.
picks me up, we're not having any of that. We're not doing that.
Well, I mean, the guy didn't pick me up. I just thought he was dipping me, so I like helped with the assist of the dip, and then he just dropped me, and I just like went right to the
No.
ground. And he was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I thought you were dipping me." I also like, it was also the 5th of July, and it's historically one of the most times I've ever been drunk in my life. It was in Prescott and in honey whiskey, and so I probably misread the situation, obviously, and
Yeah, so
I
to
got
the
dropped.
question, "What are you doing?" I really don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I do take partial blame, but also you never drop the
Yeah,
girl. It's like that's the rule. You go down with her before she falls on the ground.
dummy.
Anyway,
Well, he's no better than Romeo. Yeah. Tiffany, I don't even ask pass or play because you did play. You didn't know, but you did play. And so we're gonna keep going.
yeah.
Thank you for joining me. I really do need you. Let's hold hands. Intrigued, Dallas the virgin, this is a big theme that she's a virgin, goes to the garden where Romeo kisses her. I will just say the rose garden thing, were you like, "Ooh, this is like Beauty and the Beast coded?" Huh? Do you see it now? She's
It
like
was very
Beauty, she's Belle.
vampire-y to me with the
Why?
blood. The blood.
Let's get the spoilers. So they go to the garden where Romeo kisses her, then slashes her back with a rose's thorns. Literally takes the rose and stem, slashes her back, and she likes it. He calls her a brat, a sugar addicted disaster, and they kiss again. Then he cuts his hand on the rose by like squeezing it, holds her gaze, and pours the blood into her open mouth before they make out again. This is where it's like the cringe factor here is really sending me. Who is this for? It's not very sexy. In the book, it's not this way. It's not like he pours blood, like gushing blood from an open hand wound. I think it's like a drop of blood, which I don't know. Ultimately, if that makes it better, I'm sure doctors step in here and let us know. But it's just a drop of blood and it's a finger play and not a spout of Heinz ketchup poured into this poor woman's mouth. Yeah, sorry,
I'm just
guys.
disgusted.
These things are supposed to be sensual. In the book, they come off a little better. I'm just saying the visual element not helping here. Things escalate. Things escalate quickly. Hold on tight, girls. He fingers her against a wall until the wall collapses, exposing them to shock. Yes, I squealed. I squealed. Dallas's father is horrified, declaring, "She's been soiled." Excuse me?
I
Excuse
don't
me?
think her dad knows what soiled means because that's not what I would
He meant
describe would
he
happen.
soiled himself because he is that old. Tiffany, can you pick up Bring 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 Bring?
Hello?
Hi, it's Hulk. I would like a word. In the book, this scene, they are behind a curtain or something. I believe it's in the same room and they're behind a curtain. And so it's believable that they kind of tumble out of the curtain and are exposed. The man puts his hand up against the wall, the other hand fingering Dallas. Sorry, I don't know how many times I can say this. And then the wall collapses under his hand's pressure. What is this, the brownstone? I don't know where they're
The
having.
brownstone?
Did you get that? Yes! Real
Yes.
Housewives of New Jersey. At the end,
I've
the brownstone does have
played.
some violations. You
I've
have.
played it. Yes. And I met Caroline Manzo's husband. And
Al?
yeah,
Was that
Al
his name?
Man.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, is it Alfie? No, her son's Alfie. He goes by
Mhm.
Alfie.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't meet Caroline, but I did get a cameo for my birthday of Caroline Manzo one year. And it's one of the greatest gifts I've ever received to this day. Did I ever
So
tell you about that?
nice.
Yeah.
No. Well,
The one good thing I got from my ex. All right, going on. All right, go on.
after Romeo hulks out, scares the guests, Mr. Townsend's like, "Oh my god, OMG." Romeo actually confronts Mr. Townsend, shoving the fingers that were just inside his daughter into his mouth. So fingers go from Dallas straight to Romeo's mouth.
Again, very sexy if it's done properly, not in this context.
I died. Again, I'm watching it,
I
like, laying down, and I said, "No!"
it's too much. They didn't set it up properly. At this point, we should just start being a porn podcast review because
But is it even sexy for porn? Because there has to be like a sexy central element, and this is very cringe. Even as a porn, are you gonna watch this? No.
I think I would.
Jesus,
Well,
I
actually,
actually can't save you.
Actually, no. Actually, now that I'm really thinking about it, no, I think I would still be uncomfortable.
I would be so mortified.
Yeah,
It doesn't.
I take it back.
There isn't the right buildup. Ultimately,
Yes.
all of that is storytelling, and the story was not told. We're just getting these acts, like, bah, here's an act, here's an act, and it's just visual assault, right?
Yes. Yes.
It's a lot. Okay. He puts it into his mouth and blackmails Mr. Townsend into calling off Dallas's engagement to Matthew. Townsend agrees, but Dallas is furious. She begs her father and fiance to do something, but they both walk away. Romeo removes her engagement ring, tosses it, and leaves her ruined. She should be furious, but she feels strangely relieved instead. Later, Dallas overhears Romeo and his friends celebrating his engagement. The internet thinks he's a tragic romantic hero, but the truth is, he's just screwing over his enemy Matthew while making his dad happy. They joke about how Romeo's also a virgin. Look at the body. Look at the body. Guess
He was
that's a
like, "Yeah,
virgin's body.
your secret. No one knows your secret or whatever."
Again, look at the body. The eyes don't lie. But sure, virgin and won't be having kids. This is very Bridgerton coded. Do you remember Bridgerton season 1, The Duke? This is,
Do I
again,
remember the Duke? Did I tell you that okay, this is my boyfriend knows this, so if he listens to this episode, whatever. That man, that Duke, is the only
reggae.
yes, he is the only celebrity I've ever slid into the DMs for. And might I add, I slid into his DMs when he only had like 5,000 followers.
Was this pre-Bridgerton?
It was literally the day Bridgerton released. I watched the entire season in my dad's car because he was like in the hospital. It was on Christmas. It released on Christmas Day.
Jesus
I
Christ,
remember.
Tiffany.
But like it was COVID. It was COVID, so you couldn't go into the hospital with
right.
them. And so I waited in the car and I just watched
Sorry,
the
in my
entire
mind,
thing.
Your dad was in the hospital and you're like, Dad, just 1 second. I've got to watch this.
But I truly didn't know what I was getting myself into. I'm like, oh, okay, this show, it just released today. I need something to do while my dad's in the hospital. And I was in the car. And I think it was after literally the first or second episode. I was like, I just want you to know that I think you're a beautiful actor. And I could probably find the DM, but I definitely did it when he only had 5,000 followers. And now he's got millions, I'm sure. And he never responded or looked at it, I don't think. But that's my confession.
Okay, bad manners, bad manners. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I was like entranced. And maybe this goes back to storytelling. Like the idea of a man having this trauma and this being the consequence of that trauma, that they don't want kids. Like to me, if it's well acted, as we've seen in Bridgerton, believable. In this scenario, yeah, I just don't know. But he won't be having kids. Dallas bursts out, because she's been hiding. She bursts out, confronts him. She refuses to be a part of their dick measuring contest. Romeo vows to touch her, taste her, and take her.
Sorry.
He pushes her against a bookshelf, goes down on her, but she flips the script, pushing him down, straddling him before he pushes her away. He leaves, telling her to prepare for their wedding tomorrow. The next day, Dallas's parents wake her up, berating her for humiliating the family. When she talks back, the father chokes her out. Just in time, Romeo bursts in, rescuing her. And blah, 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 he calls someone to create a custom wedding gown. He caresses her body as he relays the body measurements. The unnecessary nipple squeeze sends me.
Oh my God. Okay. Are you shocked that I was still watching at this point? I thought this was all the preview. I was still watching and I screamed. I screamed. I was like, ah! That part I didn't tell my boyfriend what happened, but I was just like, oh my God, this is really visual. And I remember he was talking to me about his schedule and was on his way to the bathroom and he was rounding the corner when this was all happening. And I'm like, he can definitely see that I'm watching someone's boob get grabbed right now. But he didn't see the part where I was like, pinch. I wonder if that was scripted or was he just like, my character needs it. My character calls for this moment.
Maybe this is where I'm feeling a mix of emotions because yes, the scene is sensual, right?
No, it's a big ick.
Yeah, I don't know if I appreciate like a man touching my belly in that way. I don't.
You know how I feel about my own belly.
Yeah, and be like, oh, the waist is 30. I'd be like, excuse me, it's
You are not
29.5.
You are not a size 30 waist. Oh my gosh. Maybe when you were 9 months pregnant. For the folks that don't know what G's body looks like, she is like 4'10", 4'11", and has like a 22-inch waist. So let's calm down with that.
There's a lot of body caressing and a nipple squeeze. So you just trigger warning here. In the next scene, Romeo and Dallas are getting married. Dallas endeavors to make him hers. At the wedding, Matthew tries to rape her. Did you get to this part? Did you see this?
I did.
Okay, that was disappointing. I just don't know if we need that, but okay, he tries to do blah, blah, blah to her. When Romeo appears with a knife, punches him, licks her face.
Yeah,
just a straight up dog kind of like lick. You know, it would be good for him, Cassie Euphoria for the dog play. Girl, I found your man. It isn't Nate. Spoilers. They board a private plane home when Romeo calls her shortbread and invites her to sit on his lap to read her book. Ladies and gents, there were enough seats on this private plane. In the book, it plays better. I think visually you don't realize maybe the plane has more seats, but in this one, it plays poorly because there are plenty of seats. This is really unnecessary. She does sit on his lap. She rides on it, getting him hard while his best friends, who are in this plane, tease him. He tells them to leave, removes her panties, throws her onto a seat, and goes down on her as the plane circles. Afterward, he declares she's lost her virginity but reaffirms he'll never give her a baby, calling her a circus act, all glitter and chaos, but just an act. At the mansion, Dallas is confined to the West Wing while Romeo watches from the east. She spots the camera and pulls on a sultry show when introduced to the chef, Hetty. Spoiler, they become best friends. In the kitchen, Hetty makes Dallas a chocolate treat. Why wouldn't you be best friends with her? Hello? As Dallas eats, she complains about Romeo, but Hetty defends him and encourages her to just play the game. At dinner, she does. Dallas stuns in a red lace dress with matching lips. She flirts overtly, pushing Romeo onto the table and tying his hands with the dainty red ribbon. He reveals he thinks he's ruined and willing to go to great lengths to ruin his father, too. The scene fades to black, implying intimacy, but not sex.
This is all new to me.
Wow, buckle in. Sorry. I don't know if I can read the words that I've written, but we're going to do it because I'm a grown woman and it's not like I don't read these books. A steamy montage follows, but again, Romeo refuses to go all the way, whipping himself to maintain control. He grows cold to stop them from going further and leaves for Europe for weeks. We fast forward to a party at the mansion Dallas puts on. She knows it's going to make him angry, but she does it anyway. She dances provocatively with her ex-fiancé Matt. Romeo returns, punches Matt repeatedly, and shoves him out before kissing Dallas aggressively. She slaps him. Dallas demands a divorce, packs her bags, and tries to leave, sharing the emotional trauma behind her desire for children. Here we find out that, and this is true to the book, they believe it's her younger sister dies in infancy. I wonder if it's SIDS or something, if I remember correctly. And she, unfortunately, is the one that finds her as a child. And so kind of impresses upon her that life is precious and is the motivator for her wanting her own children, too. Romeo begs her to give him time to learn how to treat her properly. They do have sexy times, but he stops himself again. Dallas yells, "I'm not going to keep forcing myself onto you if you're going to keep denying me." Girl, the year is 2026. I don't know if you can say those words. I had a real tough time typing this out. I'm not going to keep forcing myself onto you. Got it. Okay. Um, consent laws with like a word. Over the following weeks, their relationship starts to shift. She discovers his ex-fiancée Morgan cheated on him with his father, Romeo Sr., and sold his secrets as well. So of course, he doesn't date, and they start to see each other differently. This is going to get a little fuzzy here, but because I had to fast forward, I really couldn't do this anymore. By this point, I'm sorry, guys. I had to watch it at 2 times speed. It wasn't getting any better, and I didn't have faith. I lost the faith that I had in this vertical simply because the book wasn't that bad. It wasn't great. It wasn't like Pride and Prejudice, but it wasn't bad. It was enough to finish. In this, they have a dinner scene with his dad. There's a lot of fighting. It turns out that Romeo's dad poisons him via the wine, and Romeo goes unconscious. Dallas is crying over his limp body, begging him not to die. You won't even believe, but Romeo ends up surviving after a medically induced coma. This scare forces Romeo to really confront his feelings. He realizes that he doesn't want to lose Dallas. So after Romeo recovers, Dallas discovers she's pregnant, and she finally gets her dream of becoming a mother. So by the end, Romeo is a changed man. He mostly lets go of his revenge and chooses Dallas and their child over his hatred for others. Dallas gets everything she wants: a baby, a man who truly sees her, and a loving home. The end. I'm really sweaty.
How do you
There's a difference between reading them and maybe like, ooh, sexy. And saying them out loud and looking you in the eye, it's really uncomfortable for me. Let's never do this again.
See, I muted myself and I was about to be like, how do you feel at the end of this? Like, I just wanted you to get through it.
I feel sweaty. I don't feel good about the things I have done to get myself here. It was cute when it was the book. The book, there's some cute elements there. There's like a real like book lover plot line. I wonder if that is for the girls though. I wonder if that's for book talk girls who are like, "Ooh, I love books too," right? But she's an avid reader, and there's a scene in which like she goes to a bookstore, wants all these books, but leaves without them because at this point I believe she's too poor. And the next day she receives all the books she touched. Right? He took the time to figure out what she wants to read and got them for her. And it's like, that's a sweet gesture because in her life, people haven't really paid attention to her quite like that, right? There are other sweet gestures he does. Not to say in the book he isn't toxic. There definitely are things he does that are probably just a weird manifestation of his trauma, of him trying to control. But I don't know. How do you feel? You didn't have the book to be like, this could be a better story.
I felt like what they were trying to do was a cross between okay, now I haven't seen the movie or read the book, but from what everyone has told me about Wuthering Heights, that it's just like a lot of sexual implications and really sexual things that they do, but it doesn't really show a lot. So I feel like they were trying to do a cross between a weird thing like that with I don't know. There was a lot of things going on, but I don't know. I struggled with this one. I thought this was way more in your face immediately like sexual things than we normally see. So,
Was it at the finger cookie?
literally like it was within 2 minutes. I was like, "What's going on here?" No, actually it was from the opening of her like with this strawberry like eating it and like zooming in on her eating it with her mouth. Like it was immediately pretty overly sexual.
Maybe that's another place I don't identify. I'm not a very sexy eater. Like you don't wanna see me eat. You know what I mean?
This movie is what I imagine if someone was, like, if they just got into college and they were, like, wanting to make a movie, and they're like, "I wanna be a movie maker, filmmaker. I'm gonna write this script, and I want it to be like I have all these ideas," and they just kinda jumble them together and don't actually make anything flow, but they're like, "I know I want it to be sexual. I want these things that I think are really hot to be in this, and I'll pepper in some dialogue around it that might not totally make sense." That's what I feel like this was.
I can root for weird finger things. Just give me the right context, right?
Definitely. Yeah, we
Do you read romance books?
No, I don't. Confession here, I actually don't read that much anymore. I used to read pre-COVID. I used to read a lot, especially, like, on my commutes on the train. I would probably go through, like, a book a week, but ever since, like, COVID and then I really don't ride the train anymore. I get motion sickness. It's so crazy. My body has changed so much since COVID. I cannot ride the train unless I'm facing the way the train is going. I used to be able to like eat on the train and everything. Now I can't do that. So no, but even then I really wasn't a big like romance reader. I liked thrillers, like historical fiction. That's kind of where I lived.
That's interesting. My consumption or my media consumption is kind of rooted in romance. As a non-romance consumer, what do you think about this genre?
As a non-romance consumer. You know what? I grew up seeing my mom reading romance novels, so to me, it was like I used to read the young adult romance as a kid or, like, preteen, like Meg Cabot, all of those. Actually, I don't know if you ever read her book, I think it's called All American Girl.
No, I haven't.
I'm getting so oh my god, I'm sharing so much on this pod episode. That book is what introduced me to masturbation.
Because it addresses it in the book?
Yes. Yes,
Interesting.
I didn't even know what that was. I mean, very sheltered childhood, but I literally didn't even know what that was, and then yeah. Is that crazy?
Well, now I'm actually kind of motivated to read it, but it's for young adults.
It's for young adults, All American Girl, I don't know, was probably in the early 2000s written, I'm assuming. Yeah. She doesn't really talk about it, if I remember, I don't think she talks about it, like, extensively, but she brings it up and mentions it and whatever, and I was like, "Oh, what's that? Let me try that."
That sounds interesting. You're not interested in the finger cookies? That's weird. That's weird. Wow, rude. Alright, I don't know what there is more to say
We should
about
have
this.
I'm wondering if we should have done this as a did not finish. I can't believe you got through this whole thing.
I would have continued watching it anyway. Here's
Oh my God.
why. I think, again, I'm motivated by the book itself. Maybe I have to go read the book again. Was I reading this at a time where I had rose-colored glasses? Like, was it really this pace? I remember the book being better. And so maybe I had a lot of hope that at some point this turns around and we really do start seeing the love blossom between them. Maybe some of the sweeter moments that made me really enjoy the characters in the book.
Mhm.
But we didn't get that. We really got like the highlights. The mysterious kissing, that was one. I think them in a secret room, that's another one. I think the private plane, that's one. We just got all of these moments and nothing to bind us together. So I did finish, and I'm gonna tell you, I would
Did
still
you like it?
recommend. I didn't
Oh my
look.
God.
I have taste. I'm not saying this one's good, but I am saying, like, where else are you gonna get this?
Porn.
No, we've already talked about it in porn. You wouldn't watch it if it was, like, the cringe factor, and this is like, wow. No? Wow. There was a lot of scenes I thought, "I will never feel this kind of, like, embarrassment and shame for others that I do right now."
I see where you're coming from. I would recommend this to people to watch if they want something that's just like so far out there.
See?
This is one of the crazier ones that I've even watched. Not in
This
f I
went a
mean,
place where I thought, "What a fever dream." We talked about fever dreams before. This was one of them.
so
I don't know
this
where I
was
am.
atypical, would you say? Because 'Cause you've seen a lot of them.
We have not watched one like this. I don't No, I don't know. I mean, and people feel free to be like, well, if you thought that was cringe, can't wait for you to watch this other one. I hope there will be more romance books in verticals. We've talked
Mhm.
about this before, where I think Candy Jar actually does a great job of of picking the right books to translate into a more visual medium. This did not translate well. The sex scenes were really cringe, and wow, there was a lot of them.
How was their chemistry?
Guys, for chemistry. What is chemistry, right?
But yeah, what is that in a vertical anyway? Not necessary.
He's great to look at, you know? JJ, big props to you. It's a big job to be an actor, right? I'm not saying I have the chops to be a lead. I wonder if the beard made up for a lot in past verticals in a way that in this one couldn't hide it, couldn't hide it.
Okay.
She's not bad, but it is very the way. Maybe it's the script, maybe it's her delivery, maybe it's a bit of both, but her delivery felt very one note to me. And again, I think in the book, it's just there is more flavor to the character. What do you think?
I think they faked the chemistry, like, enough. Like, I don't think I just think she's a better actor than he is. So,
True.
when she was, like, into it, I believe that, but I'll share a comment that Mac made when he was watching it very briefly with me. He was like
You watched the whole
which
thing. Don't lie. Keep going.
this is he's not wrong. He goes, "I feel like this guy thinks he's really good looking."
So true.
Yeah. It's it's the
True.
delusion that he's like, "I'm selling this. I'm really doing this really well." And that was his comment. And I'm like, "Yeah, he's absolutely right."
As an actor, he's really nailing it. Why isn't he doing this pod, you know? Is
I
it
was just about to say, I don't know if maybe he should be the one on this and not me. You guys could probably dig deep into this.
he could give us a real actor studio perspective. Well, hopefully you've enjoyed this non-actor but very book talk perspective of the real short vertical drama, My Dark Romeo. Follow us on TikTok, Insta, YouTube, and Substack. We're posting the clips, the thirst traps, and the theories. Talk Drama to Me drops every Wednesday. Bye for now.